What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. How the hell's your day going? I hope y'all having a pretty good one. This is Legitical Response. We cover political news, keep you up to date, and keep you informed on everything the government is doing, or at least everything that I can, right? We can't cover everything, but we cover as much as we can. We try to cover stuff the mainstream narrative machine isn't covering. We also love to counter the mainstream narrative machine's narrative because they love to twist and turn facts. So if you're interested in keeping up to date and staying informed and staying on top of this stuff, smash that subscribe button for me and turn on your notifications, because YouTube isn't just going to put my video up in your feed all the time. If you want to stay informed, hit that notification bell and it'll come up in your inbox every time. And if you also could, as a friendly reminder, could you please smash that like button for me? It helps out the channel a lot. Now, today we're going to get into something right quick that I'm kind of iffy on. I have some questions here, right? So let me know down in the comments. I'm going to say that right off top. Let me know down in the comments, if you think I'm wrong on this. Check this out, y'all. Tennessee aggravated prostitution law discriminates against HIV-positive people, DOJ alleges. That's right. So, Tennessee obviously passed a law that basically adds aggravated charges to anybody that's caught for prostitution and has HIV or AIDS or whatever, right? So, that seems right off the top, that makes common sense, because HIV can lead to AIDS. And AIDS, from what we know currently, is not really curable. It's treatable. Some people have come back from HIV, but it's a very, very serious disease that we don't fully understand yet, right? They haven't made a cure for it. Like I said, HIV can be stopped, but we can't stop from spreading it. You can stop the symptoms and whatever. I believe we can stop it from progressing. Of course, don't take my word for it. Make sure, if you have any concerns about this, talk to a doctor. YouTube forces me to say that, but that's good advice anyway. Always talk to your doctor if you have any concerns about stuff like that. But I have to say that. I normally wouldn't say that, but there are some concerns here. So it makes logical sense. If you're driving recklessly and you're drunk, you'll get more charges added on because you're drunk, right? Because you're putting more people at risk. So it makes sense to add an aggravated charge to prostitution, which already should be illegal. That should be wrong. What the hell are you doing if you're selling your body for money? But, who am I to judge? I think it's wrong. I can't stop people from doing it, but, whatever. Let's get into the story right quick, though. The Department of Justice has filed a lawsuit alleging Tennessee has violated the Americans with Disabilities Act for the state's enforcement of aggravated prostitution against HIV-positive people. That is, to me, right off the jump, that to me seems like a BS reason to go after this law, right? Because it violates the Americans with Disabilities Act? Really? So you're defending somebody who knowingly, possibly infected somebody else with a possible deadly disease, and you're going to defend that. Anyway, the lawsuit filed Thursday follows an investigation by the DOJ that said the state unlawfully discriminates against people who have HIV. Yes, laws, every law, doesn't matter. Every single law discriminates against the criminal. Yeah, thank you. Next question, please. The law subjects HIV-positive people to harsher criminal penalties for engaging in prostitution because of their HIV status, regardless of any actual risk of harm, the DOJ alleges in the lawsuit. Well, right off the top, yeah, if you have HIV and have unprotected sex, you just probably gave HIV to the person that you had unprotected sex with. Not saying that they did or did not. They may have had protected sex, but there's still a chance of passing it on. A very slim chance, but there's still a chance there. So, yes, of course, it's adding risk. Like I said with my other analogy, if you're driving recklessly, you're putting people at risk. If you're driving recklessly while you're drunk, you're putting people at more risk, and there's harsher penalties for this. The enforcement of state criminal laws that treat people differently based on HIV status alone and that are not based on actual risks of harm discriminate against people living with HIV, Assistant Attorney General Kristen Clark said in a statement. People living with HIV should not be subjected to a different system of justice based on outdated science and misguided assumptions. Like I said, this is why I started off my video saying, look, I want to get your thoughts down in the comment section, because am I being misguided in thinking that if I have sex with somebody who has HIV, there's a good chance that I'm going to have HIV, putting me more at risk for getting a deadly disease? Am I wrong for thinking that? Is other people wrong for thinking that? Why are we going after criminals, right? If you're a prostitute and it's illegal for prostitution, which obviously in Tennessee it is, this just blows my mind, right? You're already doing a criminal act. Then you're going to add a risk factor on top of that criminal act. Why should there not be harsher penalties? Is my logic flawed here? Like I said, let me know down in the comments section. State lawmakers are close to approving a change to the law. The legislation would remove only the requirement that people convicted of aggravated prostitution must register as a violent sex offender, the Associated Press reported. LGBTQ and civil rights advocates filed the federal lawsuit in October challenging the statute, arguing it discriminates against HIV-positive people. Yes, that's the whole point. Of course it discriminates against HIV-positive people. These people should not be purposely trying to spread their disease by having sex with other people. It makes no sense. Like I said, am I wrong for that? It just seems like common sense to me that at least if you're gonna do that, let the person know beforehand. So if they want to take that risk, by all means, if they say yes, it's your funeral. But I'm just saying. The complaint contended Tennessee is the only state in the country that requires people to be on the violent sex offender list for life if they are convicted of engaging in sex work while HIV positive, regardless of whether they knew they could transmit the disease. The DOJ's investigation found the state law elevates what would otherwise be misdemeanor conduct to a felony because of the person's HIV status. A person convicted of aggravated prostitution faces 3 to 15 years in prison and a fine up to $10,000, while a person convicted of a misdemeanor charge based on the same conduct is subject to penalty of no more than 6 months in prison and up to a $5,000 fine, the DOJ said. When the AIDS epidemic caused panic and the spread of misinformation in the 1990s, Tennessee enacted the aggravated prostitution statute, which was a felony and applied only to HIV-positive sex workers. It later was reclassified in 2010. Other states have repealed HIV criminal laws in recent years, the AP reported. Why are we... That's something I don't get with our modern society. Why are we trying to take it easy on criminals? We're supposed to be deterring people from committing crimes. With stuff like this, we're just saying, yeah, it's okay, go right ahead. I mean, if you're putting somebody at an extra risk, regardless of that risk factor, shouldn't there be a higher penalty for a crime? Why are we not trying to deter criminals from committing crimes with harsher penalties? That makes logical sense. If you don't want people to break these laws, you have stiff penalties for breaking the laws, right? If they're going to break the law with an added risk factor to that, shouldn't there be a stiffer penalty? Why are we worried about discriminating against somebody? I mean, this is coming from the same people who wanted to vaccinate everybody, or else you get shunned from society, right? If you didn't get a vaccination. It's the same thing in my mind, right? Let me know down in the comments section if it's not. If I go around and I'm not unvaccinated, isn't that, quote unquote, putting other people at risk? And I'm supposed to be shunned from society, not allowed to work, not allowed to have a driver's license, not allowed to go into this restaurant? That's what they wanted to do. It's the same people, right? For God's sakes, the Biden administration was trying to use OSHA to enforce a vax mandate. I don't know how you can connect those two dots or not. Let me know down in the comments section, please. But it just seems like we've gotten to a point in this country where we're taking it easy on criminals for some reason. Like we're feeling sorry for these people or something. It's just absolutely absurd to me. But like I said, let me know down in the comment section what you think about all this. I mean, should there be stiffer penalties for people who have HIV that go around and prostitute themselves out, knowingly, possibly transmitting a disease intentionally to these people? Shouldn't there be a stiffer penalty for that? Or, should we go with what the DOJ is saying and take it easy on these people because, we're sorry, we didn't mean to discriminate against you because you tried to transmit your deadly disease upon people. Like I said, let me know down in the comment section. And that's all I got for this one, y'all. I want to thank everybody for watching. And y'all try to have a good day and be positive. Peace.